Good evening, everyone. This is TC with $1stockpicks.com. Today I will be going over our end-of-day playlist and a recap from yesterday's playlist and then today's plays. I'll go over the chart analysis on those. The first one that we'll do a recap on is Hlth. This one, if you look at the chart, have some support here at the 20-day moving average, and we have a little crossover here with the 5-day moving average moving up sharply. This was alerted at 44 cents per share. The 3% goal was 45 cents. Because of this wick and also because of the retracement line right here, you could see that chart analysis as a short-term move up to about 48 cents was appropriate for tomorrow, being today. Today we didn't get that much volume. So it did, however, find some support here at the 42.5 mark line. Stayed there, closed out at the day at only a loss of about 2.41%. But for us, being the high of the day was 0.44 cents per share. We were at a potential 1.4% loss there. So if we switch to the 5-minute chart, you can see the action for the day. We had a dip under the 42 mark. We came down here and found some support at 41.5. Then it popped up from there, and we got a little more action in the 43 to 44 range. Then found support, like I said, here at the 44.5. So that's what I have on Hlth. Okay, moving on to the next one, Pran. This is one that was up about 44 to 50% yesterday. Came back down, trying to find some support right just under 2. This was alerted at all our calls are alerted at about 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Pran was originally released or alerted at 199, and then it began to fall a little bit. So we thought that 191 would be another good entry or alert point, rather an alert to maybe average down. So with that said, the 3% are 197 and 205 respectively. It didn't go too well. As you can see from this candle, we have less volume today, and we are down at another retracement level, possibly moving down to 175-ish. Let's look at the 5-minute chart. You'll see what I'm talking about. We had a move down. Went up and hit a high of the day at 184, and then came down here looking for support at this retracement level at 161. Bounced around, found some support here, and then tried to make his way back up to the 178 mark. So it'll be interesting to see what this does tomorrow, now that we've had a little bit of a pullback from that big move. Like I said, we went up and we touched a high of 244 and then retraced down below 2, and now we're having some action, some wicks here at the bottom, some snapback price action. So tomorrow we could see some move over 2 if you're still in this one. So that's just my take on that. All right, moving on to Hlth. Hlth had a good move, a nice move. Daily chart suggests a short-term move up to about 279 was the chart analysis on that. Looks like we had a move down, trying to figure out where support was on this. We have the 20-day moving average right there at 240, so that was one of the levels. And then we had our 5-day moving average kind of curling up here, trying to meet it at about the 223, 220 level, where the price action was today. Looks like we alerted this at 251. 3% goal was just 8 cents more, 259. And then high of the day was 273, giving us a 8.76% potential gain. Let me show you the 5-minute chart so you can see where the action was for the day. And like most times, nine times out of 10, it's within the first 20 minutes of the day at open. We went up and hit a high within 10 minutes of 273. So, and then after that, it dipped down. Of course, you can keep these price points in mind if you exit at the opening. You can always watch these price points and get a potential scalp for the day and try to increase your gains. All right, so this one, like I said, also similar to Pran, if it has a snapback action and the price comes back up above support levels, the next day could be a move up. We still have our eyes. I would still have my eyes on the 279, $3 level for me personally if I was still in this. All right. Vtvt, last one on the recap list. On this one, daily chart suggests a short-term move up to about 355. If we got some similar price action and volume, it would have went up to at least half that, which would have been around the 330 area. However, we did not have that price move. It went up through the $3 range, hitting a high of 310, and then finding some resistance there at the 294 level. You can see actually the 3 previous days it did hit and find resistance at the 294 level, so that's a clear indicator that it was make or break today, especially being in that overnight. That if we get over that, that's a trade right there. What that is. So with the alert at 291, a 3% goal of $3. We hit a high of 310. That gives us 6.53% potential gain on that. Let's go to the 5-minute chart on that real quick so you can see where the action is. And again, it's within the first 20 minutes of the trading day, 15 to 20 minutes. So sometimes if you miss it on this candlestick, will come down, and then you might get a second chance to get out at a high of 310 today on this one. And also, even after, about a half hour later, at about 10:05, we see action up to about 305. And again, it can't quite stay above the 294 level, so I would keep that price point in mind going into this trade. And if it didn't make it back up past that, then that would have to be a clear indication of cutting your losses or breaking even there on that one, for example. So hopefully that kind of analysis helps you. Let's move on to today's picks. PIR, to get some good chatter. Some people following this one after a dip here at a low of about 27 cents per share. It's on a lot of people's radars. You can see the volume coming in on this one as it hit the bottom. This one was alerted at 34 cents per share. The 3% goal is just 1 penny. So you could look at getting out on that for 3%, or the daily chart suggests a short-term move up to about the 44-cent level based on having some support here at the 5-day moving average, and we have our 20-day moving average way up here at 81 cents per share. So we have quite a few retracement levels to go through on this to get to the 20-day moving average. However, we keep an eye on each level because they could provide an area of resistance. So keep in mind on that. Moving on, KTOV. All right, on this one, it had a nice move up today. Had a 44% move. A lot of volume, trading 15.5 million shares, roughly above the 20-day moving average with a 5-day under it. Of course, it went through a recent high at 126. with a little bit of a pullback here, hitting the scanner. Daily chart suggests a short-term move, maybe back up to this 126 level, which is 100% of that move from the bottom, or near the top of this candlestick at 135. So based on that pullback, and if there's interest tomorrow, we could see a move back up to these levels. Again, this was alerted at 112. 3% goal is just 3 cents of that, so 115. So keep an eye on that and trade accordingly, watching it within the first 15 to 20 minutes of the day, trading day. So AMR. Moving on. This one's having a nice curling up pattern here. Gaining some support here on the 5-day moving average and moving above the 20. It went above a retracement level here at the 50% level, or excuse me, the 38.2%. So that's the first bottom half of the retracement, making its way up to the 50. So daily chart suggests a short-term move up to about 146 for this one. Getting increasing volume over the past week, and nothing but green bars here. So it looks like it would like to make a nice move up. That's what I would say on that one. So again, there was nearly 4 million shares traded on that. So should have some liquidity tomorrow. Keep an eye on that one. AGEN. This is our last one. Okay, I'm going to have to try to keep this a little wide. Okay, here we go. So on this one, AGEN was alerted at 275. 3% goal is going to be 283. So roughly 8 cents per share on that one. Since it's $2 stock, nearly 3, about 8 cents will give you a 3% goal. Daily chart suggests a short-term move up to about the 313 level. Okay, so we had a nice dip here down to the $2 range, and that was from about nearly 280. So we could indicate a potential 80-cent move from this level, which would put it at 360. But to be conservative, we're looking at about 313 to 332 for the next move up from here, with increasing volume, like similar to this day where it traded about 22 million shares. So if we can get some good volume tomorrow on this, it's already breaking recent highs. Today was like one of the first days that it started breaking some of this level right here at the 61.8 retracement level at 279. So we should see this also going into close. It was reaching that point. So we should see a nice move up here. So again, this is TC with $1stockpicks.com. Thanks for joining me this evening, and we hope to see you tomorrow. Thanks and goodbye.